Blessings, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones, and I'm here today with this gorgeous green stone. And I honestly don't know what it is. My guess is Variscite, but I'm not going to say that's what it is 100%. But this stone, the reason I'm sharing this with you today is because yesterday this stone was singing for me. And I want to explain a little bit about what that means, because if you are part of my community, you hear me talk about how the stones sing, and of course the name of my business is Song of Stones. So when I say that the stone is singing to me, what I mean is that they are communicating. And it's just, song is just it's a more perfect description for the communication with the stones. Their vibrations are in such gorgeous harmony. They're so they're so harmonious that I can't think of a better word to describe it when they speak to me, when they communicate to us. So, how do you know when a stone is singing to you, now that you know what a song is? Do I have a special gift to hear the crystals and the messages they share with us? It's definitely something that I know how to do well, but not because I have a special gift, but because, not because I have anything special that not everybody else has the ability to do. Anybody can really listen and pick up on the communication that is happening with another being, even if that other being is not using the language that you are familiar with. A good example of this would be animals. If you're a pet owner, if you've ever had experience with a pet, if you're a parent and you have had children and when they're babies you just seem to know what they want, or you see moms with their babies and they somehow know what their babies are saying when you have no clue and it all just sounds like babble to you. Language, honestly, is the least effective way of communicating because there's so much room for error in interpretation. But it's what we have, it's what we use. I don't think it's what we've always used. I think that we once knew how to communicate beyond language. And some of us do, and I think all of us do to some extent, because not everything that people say come from their words. You pick up a lot on what somebody is saying through their body language, and even beyond that, through their energetic emanation. You pick up on what we call their vibes. And somehow you you know certain things without really having had somebody tell you. And it's the same with any being, truly. It's a matter of spending time with them and learning how to listen to them. And if you want to speak to the stones, if you want to hear their messages, really that's all you have to do is spend time with them. They're actually quite brilliant at communicating. They have this magical way of speaking to us in a way that we are probably going to pick up on the easiest. And that's going to be different for different people. So this stone was singing to me, and I'll tell you, I have this big bowl of tumbled stone beings in my room, and I was passing by it on the way to go to sleep, and it just caught my attention. And I pass this bowl every day. But today, or yesterday I should say, this stone stood out. There was something about this stone that caught my attention. It was almost glowing. The color was vibrant. I couldn't see any other stone in that bowl except for this one. And let me tell you, there are some really beautiful, gorgeous stones in that bowl that you would not normally ignore. But anyways, so I picked it up and I sat with it. And I started to notice that I guess I started to feel the feels first. I started to feel this peacefulness and this really loving emanation. And then I saw the angel and I saw the heart. And that's why I'm calling this stone Angel Heart. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it because we all see different things. We see what we need to see. The stones show us what we need to see. So to the right of the stone, I'll point. There's the heart right there. And the angel is standing right there. There's the wings on either side. And there's the body and the heart. Let me know if you see it. I don't expect that you will, but sometimes people do see the same things. And there's an interruption. We're just going to let the machine pick that up and trust that there's a purpose to that interruption and the bell ringing just at this moment. I almost feel like it's a bit of a message. That's one way that the stone beings sing to us. And when they do, it's like a bell ringing. And then there's this urge to go and pick it up. I think that's what it is, yep. That's what I'm getting. that was the message of that. That the sound makes us go and pick it up. It calls us to it. And when I saw this stone, when I saw this crystal, I had this really strong urge to go and pick it up. Kind of like a telephone ringing. There you go. There's always a reason for everything. And I think that's what it's like when we hear the song. You know, sometimes it'll be like how it was for me, where the stone suddenly seems more vibrant and it's almost glowing, and there's this strong attraction. And the only thing I can think of is to go and pick it up, and nothing else has room in my thoughts. When that happens, that stone is singing to you. That's what it is to have a stone singing for you. And you can be sure that when that happens, magic is coming your way, because when a stone sings for you and you accept, you open up your heart and accept the gift, there's a huge transformation coming your way, and your world is about to change. And it sounds maybe a little dramatic, though I know that crystal people will totally understand, and spiritual people will totally understand what I mean when I say that a stone can have a huge transformation, a huge transformational effect on your life. And usually it's a matter of connecting with the right one. And when a stone is singing for you and when you respond, you know you've got the right one. And it takes a great deal of inner trust, because we live in a world where magic is not real, where, we need confirmation for things from outside sources, from experts. Even in metaphysical realms, we look to experts, we look to seers, we look to astrologists, we look to tarot cards, we look to a source outside ourselves for confirmation. And I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with that. There isn't. There's a lot of amazing messages out there that we might not have received if we hadn't gone outside of ourselves. But it's a stepping stone. It's really more of a confirmation, because most times when you hear something from somebody outside yourself, a tarot reading or some kind of spiritual connection or astrological reading, when you do that and when you get an answer, usually, I'm not going to say all the time, but usually it's something you already know. And when you hear it from outside of yourselves, it gives you confirmation and permission to believe it. And sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we need that confirmation and the permission. It's really difficult to tap into that inner trust, and it takes time. And hopefully those messages will be a stepping stone to deepening your inner trust, or just confirmation when you need it, when something you know and you just want confirmation. It's just sometimes we're not going to get the confirmation, and even if we go to the best people, the most deeply connected, intuitive people, they're not going to tell us what we need to hear. They might not be able to. Sometimes the messages can only come from within. So it's a good idea to strengthen that muscle, that trust muscle, and start to, with the little things. Start to trust the little things. The fruit that's calling to you at the supermarket when you go, or that just instinct to pick up, I'm not good at giving examples. To pick up a yam, let's say, and then come home and find out that, you actually needed it for dinner, and the thing that you thought you were going to make, didn't work out, or it fell on the floor, or it had mold or something. It's not the greatest example, but I think you can get the idea of what I'm trying to say. You start with the little things and, start to notice the little confirmations that you get from the universe. And they'll happen. And then as they do, you can trust more and more. And then you'll get more confirmations, and then you can trust even more. And that's how it works. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, not for any of us. Even those of us who are born with incredible gifts, extrasensory gifts, if you will, or healing abilities. They also still have to learn how to trust themselves. So the crystals are a great place to begin because they have no agenda and they are not influenced by anything else. They're quite pure in their vibrations. And so playing with the stone beings and learning how to trust yourself is a great, great, great place to start. And if you are a sensitive soul, which I know you are because you're here, and an empath, the presence of the stone beings can help you with the overwhelm. And also, they are just lovely to be around. Their energy is so lovely. And it helps us. It just helps us feel less chaotic. Because as a sensitive soul in this world, especially if you're living in the country, it's probably easier, but when you live in the city, and even if you live in the country and in the forest, you're going to have amazing connections with nature, but you're still not in isolation from the world because as a highly sensitive soul, you're picking up on everything from all over the globe at all times. So there's no escaping from that. And, having that reprieve of moments of connection with the stone beings and having them around you, just around your home and where you work, just helps. It just helps you feel more peaceful. So, this is the angel heart, and this is the message that she's sending out to us today. I didn't know what I was going to be talking about when I first pushed play on the live button, and I just trusted that whatever I needed to say would get said. And I am gentle enough with myself to know if nothing's coming, I will show you the stone and say goodbye, and that's enough too. It's a really powerful place to be in when you're in trust. So I'm sending you lots and lots of love and support and peaceful blessings and encouragement to trust yourself, and lots of crystal love. There's always crystal love coming from here. And I will see you next time.